Hey everybody, it's TMIKA. I am here to bring you a series of cards that I'll be doing using the items that I received from ARTEZA and the items that I purchased from scrapbook.com. I'll put the haul videos down in the description box if you guys want to know what I got and what I plan on using them for. So I'm going to make a series of unicorn cards using this Avery stamp that I got from scrapbook.com. It's a unicorn stamp called Be a Unicorn, and a lot of you said you were going to go pick this up. So if you did, it's time to pull that out so we can make some cards. Also, I'm going to be using these real brush pens from ARTEZA, and I am an affiliate for both ARTEZA and for scrapbook.com. So if you would be so kind, if you're interested in browsing, if you use the links down below in the description box, it would be so very helpful for me. So without further ado, I'll just go into making the card for today. I'm just going to make one card per video. And you guys know I'm not a real big card maker, but I need to up my stash. So these will definitely be easy to do and transferable with any medium if you use this stamp or if you use these markers. So, because I'm not a very elaborate card maker, so this is going to be really easy. And so I'm going to make two of each design. There'll be 3 designs using this stamp. And then I have the word stamps. Let me try to pull those out. Or here's one of them. I'll put the haul down below, but I'll have the word script stamps that I'm going to be using as well for future cards too. So like I said, I need to get my card stash up. So let's get started with making the first unicorn card. Before I do that, I am going to be using this watercolor paper pad and the real brush pens from ARTEZA, and then of course the stamp from scrapbook.com. All right, let's go. First thing we want to do is cut this watercolor paper down to 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Next thing you want to do is cut down some cardstock, your cardstock base, to 10 by 3 3/4. This is going to be, again, your card base. So 10 by 3 3/4. And then we're just going to score it at 5 or in half. So this card is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're just going to cut a piece of coordinating cardstock. I'm going to use purple, and I'm just going to go 1/8 of an inch smaller. So originally 3 3/4, and then by 5, I'm just cutting down 1/8 of an inch smaller than that, just to provide a little bit of a border on top of this card. And then this is in a very pretty lilac color. So you should have your card base, your solid cardstock, and then your watercolor paper. So what I'm going to use, you can use whatever. You can use some a plastic bag. You can use, if you have a fancy palette or what have you. I'm using this little mailer. All I need to do is add some color to it, so it doesn't have to be super fancy. So I'm going to take my brush markers, and the colors that I'm going to choose are, I'm going to use pink, orange. I'm trying to make like a little rainbow effect. Pink, orange, a yellow, and then an aqua color. And then, of course, I'm going to bring in that purple. Now, it also comes with a watercolor brush or water brush. Okay, it's going to be super easy. On the side, I have my little bowl of water right there. Okay, so I do have a little bit of water in here, but I found that I'm not a very good controller of that. I just start squeezing everywhere. So I'm gonna leave it to me dipping in this cup. So all I'm gonna do is scribble a couple scribbles on this paper. So you can use acetate if you want. That's another option. So I'm just going to make little scribbles so I can pick up the color. I probably don't even need this much, but I like to make sure that I have enough, so I have to keep going back and forth. And I'm going to do it in these colors, the pink, the orange, this yellow. I'm going to grab a little bit of this turquoise, pretty color, and then this purple. Okay, that's it for that. And then I'm just going to wet my brush. And you may want to get a little paper towel or some tissue I'm going to grab some tissue, literally paper tissue, just to dab off any excess in case it starts to bleed and you don't want it to bleed. I'm trying to put this in a way where you guys can see all of it. All right. Dip it in my water, and I'm just going to start out with my pink, and I'm literally just going to run this across. Put some more water on it to dilute it a little bit. So pretty. I love this texture on here. And you can be as heavy or as, you know, light as you'd like. I'm even bringing this up just a little bit. So that's all on the pink. I'm going to skip over to the orange. And then I'm just going to let that kind of run off the bottom. I am not a watercolor expert, but this looks really cute. Okay, and I'm going to go to the yellow. Just trying to bleed in these colors, kind of let them run together. And I don't want it too harsh. That's why I'm going back and forth with the water and the color. I want it diluted, and I don't want it perfect. I don't want it all the way across the page evenly. I don't want all of them to be all the same. All right, rinse off that yellow. That was a highly pigmented color. So I'm going to dip into my aqua. And I don't want it that sharp, so I'm just going to add some more water to it. And look how easily that fades. Love it. Just a little bit more. All right. Wash that off, and now we're going to finish out with the purple. Super cute. Such a pretty color. And I want this to match that cardstock that I picked out, so I'm going to leave it diluted. Now feel free to go over if you want some more intense colors somewhere, like if you want to fade it in or what have you, feel free to do that. I'm going to pick up some of this yellow, leave a little bit out. You're going to be using the rest of this little palette. That's what I was thinking of earlier, a palette. So I am going to calm this green down a smidge. Settle down now, settle down. There we go. Look how cute that is. I'm going to dry this really quick with the heat tool, and I'll be back. All right, this is nice and dry, and it looks so pretty. If you get to the dry product and you want it to be less or more, add it. Add water to lessen it, or add color to, you know, give it more of a brighter color. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp my unicorn, which I've stamped these so many times, but I'm going to stamp it. I'm using a Tuxedo Black Memento ink because I love it. Ooh, move that out the way. And I can color on it right away. It's just a perfect ink to use. It doesn't bleed. Stamp my little unicorn. Make sure I got it all on there. Perfect. Close this back up. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut it out. Now I know you guys don't want to see me fussy cut, but I will speed up the video. So I'm gonna cut out my extra one. All right, and I'm going to use these my little Butterbee scissors. It's good if you use some tiny sharp scissors. And then just a tip for cutting, fussy cutting, is move your paper, not your scissors. So I always leave a little border around my images. So you see I'm moving the paper. I just get a wide section. I slowly close the scissors, again leaving a little bit border around the image, and then I just move my paper around it. That prevents that jagged scissor look, or helps to prevent it. I mean, your hands are not made of steel, and they may be shaky, but I mean, I do pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this. You guys don't have to watch this, because I know it's like watching paint dry. and then I'll be back with my stamped image. Alright, this is my image all cut out. Super cute. Now what I'm going to do is bring back my fold palette and my little water and my pen, and I'm just going to use this leftover to color in, highlight a little bit of this unicorn. So I'm using this pink, just kind of letting it fade out. I'm going to pick up some of this purple, blend it in there. I'm not dipping it anymore because I want this to be a light, you know, a light color, faint. And then I'm actually going to clean this off. A little bit of the water, go back to my pink. Kind of play with it a little bit. Okay. And then, see, I'll add a little bit of this yellow. This left over. Bring that in here. Blend that a little bit. Clean this off. See how I'm just defining my little blends. Okay, I'm blending. And then we're going to move down a little bit down to this orange. I didn't clean off my brush. I just went right into this orange. That's enough of that. It's kind of darker than I like, so tone that down a bit. And let's dab into this aqua color. All right, a little bit more. And all I'm doing was I just used this tissue paper to stamp out the color before it starts to bleed more than I'd like and turn it into like a murky color, which I don't want. And then I'm just going back and going over it. And I'm going to add a touch more of this aqua to this tail, just a touch. Okay. And I'm actually going to bring it in a little bit with the feet. You can pick any of these colors. I'm just using this one because it's one of my favorites. Water it down a smidge. And I'm actually going to use this pink for this nose. Cute. Dab up that extra. And look at my rainbow unicorn. I hope you guys can see. It's so pretty. So maybe it'll be better on the pictures, but really, really cute. So I'm going to add some stickles to that later. So I'm going to set that aside, and then we're going to go back to this card. This is dry. We can go ahead and lay down this purple base onto the cardstock. Feel free to add a sentiment if you want. I'm not going to add a sentiment to the inside because I'm adding one to the outside. So I'm just layering my paper base on top. All right, from the stamp set, I'm going to add this sentiment stamp, wishing you a magical day. Bring back out my Memento ink. Ink that up. And bring out my watercolor card. And I'm going to stamp it right there at an angle. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to grab these hearts. There's these hearts and stars, and they're hollow. So I want to grab the large heart, the small heart. I'm going to grab the large heart and the small heart and the double star and the regular star. Okay. And I'm going to put them, this is a little acrylic Tim Holtz block, actually, is what this is. But it's super tiny. So I'm going to put this, I could do multiple things with this. I'm going to put the stars on this side in the corner, and I'm going to put the hearts on the other side. Just like that. Because I'm lazy and I want to keep switching up stamps. Sorry, but I am. Truth hurts. Alright, so I'm going to take the little heart stamp and I'm going to put it, wishing you a magical day. Just randomly place your stamps. Put that there. And I'm going to do kind of one right here. Maybe one at an angle right there. That's all for the large one. And then I'm going to switch to the small one. And I'm putting it on the outside of where I'm going to put my unicorn. To put my unicorn kind of right there. So I'm kind of going around that. You can leave it there as a placeholder if you don't feel safe. So got that. And then I'm going to put one more kind of out there. And we're going to switch to the double stars. Put one there and a double star here. And then I'm going to put one little star down here at the bottom. All right. I want it to be a magical day. Magical. All right, so this is how that should look. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this watercolor card. I'm going to add 6 dimensionals. And then I'm going to add dimensionals to the unicorn. All right. So we're going to get our card base back out. And take off the backing. It's coming together. And we're almost done. It's going to be centered right there in the middle, like so. And then we're going to center the unicorn right in that middle space that we left out for it. Right there. And then final touches we're going to do is add stickles to all the centers of the little stamps. Just a light brush of the stickles to make it magical. And I'm using gold stickles. Oh, and finally the unicorn horn. And there we have it. Super cute little card. How adorable. Feel free to fill in what you need to fill in there. Add a little extra. This is a little bit too much stickles. It got a little heavy there, but I think it's super cute. And then here is the other one that I made. Super cute. I think these turned out really, really adorable. You guys can try this at home and let me know if you do. Tag me on Instagram, and I will see you guys next time with another card. All right, bye.